Growing up in a traditional Igbo society, my father defied cultural norms. In a community where having a son was seen as essential to continuing one's lineage, my father proudly raised five daughters and no son. Despite the pressure and whispers from relatives and neighbors urging him to take another wife or adopt a son, my father remained resolute. He prioritized our needs, showering us with love, support, and every opportunity to thrive. "My girls are all that matter to me," he would say, his voice filled with conviction, and he meant every word. We attended the best schools, had everything we needed, and more. I vividly remember when my grandfather passed away. My uncles gathered to share his land, but my father wasn't invited. The reason? He had no male hair. My mother cried heavily, feeling the weight of her perceived failure to provide a son. But my father's response has stayed with me forever, despite the hate and exclusion. He would say, "My girls matter. They are my legacy, my future, and my everything." He never wavered in his devotion to us, and his words became a source of strength and inspiration. Growing up, my father was always hands-on. He would bath us, cook for us, and get us ready for school. When my mother was away, he would take on all the responsibilities, never complaining. He attended every school activity, beaming with pride as he watched us perform or receive awards. People often thought he was a single father because of how close he was to us. He was an available father, always there to offer a listening ear, a comforting hug, or a guiding hand. One night, I woke up to the sound of my mother crying. She was saying that she wanted to adopt a son, that my uncle had told her it was useless having only female children. My father consoled her, reassuring her that his daughters would make him proud. But life has its own plans. I got pregnant while still in school. I was terrified to break the news to my parents. When I finally gathered the courage to tell them, my father was visibly disappointed. I watched as he cried, his heart heavy with concern. To make the matter worse, my boyfriend denied responsibility for my pregnancy, but my father's reaction surprised me. Instead of anger or rejection, he called me and said, "I'm with you, no matter what. Life happens, and we face it together. Give birth, and then you continue with your studies." I cried, feeling both relieved and ashamed. I had disappointed him, but he refused to give up on me. My parents took care of my daughter while I returned to school, determined to make a better life for myself and my child. In a beautiful gesture, my father added my daughter to his girls list, making her the sixth girl in his life. His love and acceptance knew no bounds. Years later, when suitors started coming from my sisters and I, my father took his role very seriously. He made his own investigations, going to great lengths to ensure that each suitor was worthy of his daughter. He would visit the man's village, ask questions, and get to know their family. He wanted to be certain that the man who would take care of his daughter was kind, responsible, and worthy of her love. When he finally gave me away in marriage, he whispered something that has stayed with me forever. "You know you can always return home if he starts treating you badly." Those words made me stronger, and they made my husband treat me better, knowing that I had a supportive father who will always have my back. My father faced numerous challenges in his business, taking on menial jobs to ensure we had everything we needed. He believed that what a man can do, a woman can equally do. He instilled in us a strong working ethic and the confidence to pursue everything we needed. As my siblings and I grew older and began to make money, we decided to buy our father many lands in our village. We wanted to fill the void left by his brothers who had denied him his rightful inheritance, and so we purchased lands after land until our father became one of the largest landowners in the village. The irony was not lost on us. The same man who had been denied his inheritance because he had no son was now a proud owner of many lands. Thanks to his daughters, our father became the envy of his brothers and relatives who had once looked down on him. But that was not all. In our village, a chief title is a prestigious honor bestowed upon a respected member of the society. For years, my father has been denied this title solely because he had no male children. The village elders believed that a man without son was not worthy of such honor. But when my siblings and I became successful in our respective careers, the same villagers came knocking on our father's door.